even though I'm not being myself, in a way I am, and I have found like different parts of myself through like different characters that I play. One of
Yeah,
the toughest pills for me to swallow was that the business is about who you know. When I was in my high school drama class, there was this one monologue that I delivered. I cannot remember what movie or show it was from, but I did a monologue and I did really good and I really enjoyed it. There was just something so satisfying about like making the class laugh. Like it's a material form of expression, form of art. With like acting, that's like a little bit more difficult. You have to have like a script and like someone else to read with. But with makeup, you can just like pick it up anytime. It's something you can just do yourself. So with makeup, sometimes I feel like I'm just more in control of it and it grounds me a lot. Um, I really, really love special effects. I feel like it's a very niche thing. Like it takes a long time. It takes so much like focus and energy.
okay, hey everyone, this is Abhi from No-Budget Filmmaking Podcast, and here with me is the amazing Lucy Bell.
Hi, my name is Lucy Bell. I'm a makeup artist and an actress, and I go to Cal State Northridge.
Oh, nice. Okay, so my first question would be, how did you got into the makeup? And well, acting is somewhat broad, but how did you got into makeup?
I got into makeup. I mean, I started it when I was 13 years old, like just for fun, but I got into it professionally because of acting, actually. Because in high school, I took drama for a few years and I really liked it. And I've continued to take private acting classes. And then I just really like being on set. I just really like the film industry and I just like wanted to get into makeup too. And I have done a few student films where like I was the makeup artist and it's just so much fun. Yeah, I just like being on all sides of the camera. So yeah, that's how I got into it.
Okay, so my follow-up would be how did you get into acting?
Acting, I took drama in high school and then afterwards Um, I started taking private acting lessons with Danielle Vernengo. She's an acting coach, and yeah, I've just like been with her ever since. And it's just something that I have a lot of fun with.
Okay, okay, I'm sorry I have to push you on a little bit. Was it your own interest or were you pushed into it or what it was
Oh,
like some inspiration that hit you? You'll be like, yeah, I want to be an actor.
it was my own interest. Um, I don't know why. I've just always really liked it, and this might sound weird, but I have found myself through the different characters I've played. So it's like, even though I'm not being myself, in a way I am, and I have found like different parts of myself through like different characters that I play.
Yeah, sometimes I'm not sure if you agree with it, but when you play a different character and you have to emote some emotion, you have to take it out of you somewhere, right? And you see, oh, I can feel that. So is that what happens sometimes?
Um, I'm not sure I understood the question.
When I did a community theater for a long time, for like 5 years, when I was doing my undergrad, and then whenever I had to emote an emotion, right, something to play on screen that I never felt before, like sadness, heartbreak, yada yada yada. I have to pull it out of my own experiences, or sometimes feel it through my own emotions, and to present to everyone, right?
Mhm.
So is that what you're saying when you said I found myself while doing it?
Yeah, sometimes I do have to draw on like my own past experiences, but sometimes I also just like use my imagination. When I said that, like I found myself through some of the characters I played, I mean like I found different traits in each character that I like. And it's like, oh, I like that this character's this way. Like I want to be more like that, or I don't like this. I'm not that person. I don't know if that makes any sense.
No, it does make sense. Like you can play a character that you really, really hate. Like uh the character in a sense, not acting in it, if that makes sense. So when did you ta start taking it seriously? When you started the private acting lessons?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I started taking it a lot more seriously like in college and when I started taking those private lessons.
And was it what did you found when you start taking it really seriously?
Um, you have to really focus on the business side of it. It's not just about having talent. You're you're selling yourself, you are marketing yourself. There is just like this whole business side. And it was like really overwhelming at first and I didn't like it, but like over time I've gotten used to it. Um, so yeah, in like that sense, I take it more seriously.
And what if you want to go deeper into the business side of things, what did you learn while doing all of this?
Um, I just One of the toughest pills for me to swallow was that the business is about who you know. Um, I think a lot of people don't like the word like networking. It seems shallow. But like now that I have experience with it, I totally understand. And now that I know people, I understand why the business is about who you know. And it's like actually really cool once you know people. And then I also just had to understand marketing again, and just being careful about the way that you present yourself and put yourself out there and just like being mindful about certain things.
Mm,
Um, so yeah, for me, those are the two big ones.
mm. Okay, I have to make a wild guess, but is it because you're a little bit of introvert? Was that's why networking was a little bit tough?
Yeah, I'm definitely more of an introvert. Like I wasn't always the most social person. In the past couple years, I've gotten more out of my shell and I'm like more open, but yeah, I used to be a really big introvert.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense why. I'm an introvert too, so that's a really hard thing to do to just go up to someone and start selling yourself, which is I really don't get still. So apart from that, was it a movie or a performance that inspired you the most to pursue acting? I know I'm digging deeper into the same question, but
Um, I cannot remember any specific movie or performance. When I was in my high school drama class, there was this one monologue that I delivered. I cannot remember what movie or show it was from, but I did a monologue and I did really good and I really enjoyed it. There was just something so satisfying about like making the class laugh. And I also just I felt like I was expressing a part of myself. So that was a really cool moment.
mm,
I started when I was 13, just like for fun. I would just watch different like makeup gurus like on YouTube. And I was like just doing it for fun. But I built up like knowledge and experience just doing it on myself. And then a year and a half ago, I enrolled in like an actual makeup school. I went to Cosmo Makeup Academy and I became a certified makeup artist. And I finally got experience doing it like on other people. Um, and I thought that was a ton of fun. I gained so much knowledge. And then I started doing student films. And yeah, that's sort of been my journey with it.
okay, what do you like about it?
It's just a creative expression. It's just another way that I express myself. And it's more like tangible, like it's a material form of expression, form of art. With like acting, that's like a little bit more difficult. You have to have like a script and like someone else to read with. But with makeup, you can just like pick it up anytime. It's something you can just do yourself. So with makeup, sometimes I feel like I'm just more in control of it and it grounds me a lot.
But again, when you're doing makeup for a certain film or a certain character, you have some constraint. Like, you cannot make the character, if it is a horrible character, you cannot make him look too hot, if that makes sense, right?
Of course, yeah. When you're on set, you do have like some of those constraints. But in my experience, I've found that I have been given a lot of freedom. Some of the directors I've worked with have been pretty cool and they give me vision boards and they're like, okay, this is like what I'm looking for. But, ultimately you're the makeup artist, so just do what you can. And that's just what I do. And Yeah. So like even with the constraints, I can still express myself,
Hmm.
if that makes sense.
But again, so is it just more okay, I have to be I don't know much about makeup, so it just includes the facial side of things, or is it like the marks on your body, or is it more of a practical effect?
Yeah, I do all of that. I can do just like regular glam on the face. I'm also experienced in special effects, and that can definitely translate to like the body, like the arms, the hands. Um, I really, really love special effects. I feel like it's a very niche thing, and I just think it's so cool. Like it takes a long time. It takes so much like focus and energy, but the outcome is just so worth it. Yeah, it's really cool. Sometimes they have to sit in the chair for like hours and yeah, it's really intense. Um but it's fun for the makeup artist and the outcome is really cool.
Yeah, and again, it's a long hour, and you have to keep doing it, and the makeup person is just going
Yeah.
crazy.
Like 6 hours every single day. Yeah. I'm it creates a really cool product, but I'm sure like in the process it can get tedious for everyone.
Yeah, and it's the same thing again. You cannot go crazy with it because it's just one thing. And when you design a when you glam in your own words a character, what's your process? What do you think about? And what question do you ask the director, if any?
I definitely ask for like a vision board and the type of look and the type of mood they're going for. Having reference photos just really helps me. And that's typically what I ask for. And then of course sometimes I have my own ideas. Sometimes I go online and I just look for inspiration and I think of how I can like just make it my own. You know, I don't want to 100% copy like an inspo photo. So yeah, I just having those photos helps, but then also putting my own twist on it. And yeah, that's typically like how I go about it.
Okay, weird question, but do you take inspiration from famous paintings or some other art form, or is this just the reference photos and everything?
No, usually I like to just stick to the reference photos. And I mean, if I have an idea, if I like look back on maybe a movie I've watched or just some sort of makeup look I've seen before, then I will draw inspiration from that. But usually I do like to stick to the vision board and the reference photos.
Okay, and is your acting experience come into play too with that?
Um, like when I'm approaching a makeup look, does it
Yeah.
help me to think about like if I was the actor?
Yeah.
I typically don't think of it that way, actually. I like to just zoom out and look at the characters. I recently did a student film where one of them had like softer makeup, the other had like harsher makeup. And it's like, oh, like I understand the vibe we're going for. The girl with the softer makeup is her character's like nicer. The girl with the harsher makeup, she was the villain. So I don't know. In like that specific case, I felt like I didn't really have to put myself in their shoes. I could just like zoom out to look at the bigger picture, and like that helped. But I don't know. In the future, maybe I will, but like I've never like done that before, no.
Mm. Oh, that's interesting. Apart from that, what makeup did you feel like, okay, that's if you want to name drop some inspirations for your makeup, that would be really great.
Um, like specific things I've taken inspiration from.
Yeah, any
Um,
movies or any person or any other apart from the reference photos that we talked about?
do you know an American Horror Story, like the first season when
Yes.
the guy he has like the skull makeup? I've taken inspiration from that before.
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
didn't know that. Oh, that was a really cool look. Where did you put it?
So I did a film called The Hollywood Blind, And I sort of took inspiration from that because I had I like painted this guy's face. He had like black eyes pretty much and like this long black smile and like white face paint. And I was definitely thinking of American Horror Story. And then I did a skull makeup look on myself once. And yeah, I was just thinking of like Evan Peters and like his painted face.
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah, the scariest character in that show was the Leatherface. Yeah, that
I've
was
only
scary.
watched the first season.
Yeah, it was the guy who was in a whole leather leotard. Uh,
Oh yeah, I
uh,
know what you're talking about.
Zachary Quinto. Yeah, that guy. Guy was scary. But yeah. So how much what genre of movie that you like?
I like horror. I
Oh,
like, yeah.
shocker.
Yeah, shocker, right?
Yeah. Which one? Which one in particular apart from American Horror Story?
There's this one horror movie I really like called Hush. It came out in 2016. It's about a deaf woman who lives a solitary life like in the woods. Um, and a killer's out to get her, but she's deaf, and that just like adds an interesting element to it. That movie scared me so bad. But I liked it. I've rewatched it a couple times.
Yeah. Apart from that, have you seen Long Legs?
No.
Oh yeah, in Nicolas Cage was his makeup was uh let's just say it was rough. We can see that he is just wearing a mask, but that was a really creepy movie. I love Nicolas Cage. And I guess it was Mike Flanagan that directed Hush, and he went on to make other movies like Doctor Sleep and other movies, and it was amazing. Have you seen The Strangers?
No.
It's almost in same genre of horror as Hush because it's more about the creepy factor. There's no creatures or ghosts or monsters or anything. It's just a human trying to break in and just it's psychological and it's the scariest thing ever. I haven't finished it ever yet, but that's one of the movie recommendation if you want. Do you have any other movie that you really love or TV
Mm,
shows?
horror specifically, or just like
Anything.
any? I've been watching the show You with my friend,
Oh,
like with Joe Goldberg.
yeah.
Um, I really like that show. Yeah, it's just it's so creepy, but like me and my friend, we like laugh and joke about it sometimes because yeah, Joe is a character. And like, I don't know, the show can be so funny even though it's so dark. I like
Yeah.
it.
Which season are you on?
We just finished season 4. We haven't started season 5 yet, but I've heard it's
Oh,
good. So I'm looking
well,
forward to it.
season four. Season four was the worst, and thankfully you pushed through it. That's really
It
good.
was rough.
It was.
Honestly.
I didn't like the fact that it was in his head all along, and I was like, why did you do that? I don't know. I didn't like it. My ex girlfriend was really into it, so I started watching it, and I loved what's his name? What's the actor's name who plays Joe Goldberg? Uh,
Ken Badgley?
Penn Badgley. I love his voice and narration, so
Yeah.
I try to mimic that. And yeah, I loved the first season. I loved love in second season and third season, but in fourth season there was not a real hug. What do you think about that?
I agree. My favorite seasons were the first one and the third one. Me and my friend thought the second season was kind of slow, but we both really love Quinn. I love her character. And then the fourth season is where, the show kind of lost me, but like we wanted to push through because I've heard some really interesting things about the fifth season and I really want to watch it.
Okay, not to spoil anything, but okay, fine. Even if you didn't watch season four, you will get what's going on in season five. You
Okay.
didn't need it to suffer through season four, but yeah, and
Oh,
especially, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. You got it. You're doing great. But it's yeah, I didn't like the season four at all. Don't get me started. I love season five, especially the final few episodes. Especially when you think about the character, it's just apart from Love Quinn, I think Joe is the best character. Not because he's good, but he's just interesting. What do you think about that?
yeah, I like Joe. Yeah, he's funny. I think that Penn Badgley's really good at narrating. Um, this might be kind of unpopular, but I liked Beck. I also really liked Peach. I loved Peach. But
Hmm.
yeah, like I see people kind of hating on Beck for being boring, but in my opinion, that was kind of the point. Joe preyed on like a boring average girl and manipulated her. You know,
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
think I think there was the hate was because of her character cheating. I guess that was the main hate.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I guess that was the main hate. Yeah, that's why people don't like. And Peach was like, ah, okay, let me just say, she was annoying.
I loved how crazy she was.
Yeah,
Yeah, I liked her character.
yeah. Was it because you loved the way the actor played it, or she just loved the character in a sense?
Both. I watched Shay Mitchell on Pretty Little Liars, and just seeing her evolve from that to playing Peach is like super interesting. But I also just like Peach, and I know that like Peach is not a great person, but like she was a good villain, I feel. So I just really liked it. Um, I thought there were a lot of funny moments between Peach and Joe.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes, and especially that and the first guy, the blonde guy that he ended. What was that guy?
I forgot his name.
Whatever that guy was, like when he said, "Oh, bro, you waste of hair," and I lost it. I laughed a lot on that one.
Oh, I thought the first season had so many good moments. Yeah. Yeah, I just feel like, yeah, people hate on Beck for like being boring. And I don't know, maybe I'm just like nostalgic for like the first season, but I thought it was so good.
Yeah, and also, I guess, uh, the thing that won me over was her poem or monologue or whatever you want to call it at the end, and it was really good. It was really good. She won my heart with that one. And I don't know why they said she was boring. She was clearly struggling. Her character was clearly struggling with life, and Joe was really just really, really good at love bombing, to be honest. And also,
Yeah.
uh, I love the second season because I love God, I'm so bad with names. Who played Love Quinn? Ah,
Her name is Victoria. Is it Victoria Pedretti? Am I getting
oh
that
yes,
right?
yes, 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 yes. Victoria Pedretti. I love her, and she's a really good actress, and I really loved her. So that's why I loved season two, and also I love Delilah. She didn't deserve any of that.
Yeah.
But
The acting in the show is really good.
yeah, but why did you think season two was slow? Because I felt like it was really good, evenly paced.
I just I felt like there wasn't as much action, like at least in the first few episodes, as there was in season one. And then when I watched season three, I felt like it picked up again.
When Candace showed up, I thought it was an interesting hook. And in first and second, the first episode especially was like with all those flashback with Candace. I think it was really interesting and it keeps you hooked. And especially why he's calling himself Will. But I don't know. I think it's was it the middle part that was like really boring at some point or what?
My memory's fuzzy. It's been a few months.
Oh,
I
sorry.
like finished season four. Um, I don't know. I thought season two, I think I'm getting the season right where it was slow. I felt like it just started off slow and then it did pick up like towards the end. And then the next season I watched, I really liked the pacing a lot more.
But I think the whole show peaked at season three.
Yeah.
And especially at the end when everyone just they're in a fire, and if they went out together, that would be a really good ending, a poetic ending. And I love the fact that Love Quinn was really uh, a perfect match for Joe, and she was showing him the mirror what he was, and he didn't like that at all. He wanted someone else to just save. What do you think about the female characters? How they wrote them? Is it something really real, or you were like, it's getting a little bit fictionally?
The female characters in you.
Yeah,
Can you repeat the question? How do I feel about them?
yeah. How they were written? Were they really
Oh,
grounded, or was they were too fiction, or was they were really story elements, or how all the Joe's hijinks or whatever?
oh,
Was it really believable or not?
it's hard to judge the female characters because you're seeing everything through Joe's perspective. I liked Boring Beck. Um, I I don't know, she was a writer in New York City. She was like studying English. I felt like she wasn't like all that boring. I liked her, like she was normal. And then Love. Love was really interesting. I feel like nothing about this show is like super realistic, you know? Because like we have an unreliable narrator, but also I don't know how much of Joe's psyche is based in like actual psychology, you know? A lot of things about this show are very like silly and fictional and out there, but I like it. I think it's like entertaining and funny.
Yeah, it is entertaining, that's for sure. But I guess someone like Joe would come off so odd that he wouldn't get away with any, even a quarter of the things that he pulled. You know, don't you think? Because it's someone who just stops and narrates something in his head, must be moving their lips slowly as well. You know what I mean? Like,
Absolutely. He would not have gotten away with like half of what he did. And like whenever he was like close to getting caught, I was like, there's no way he's getting out of this. But every single time he gets out of it. And I just feel like no one would get like that lucky. But I've heard season five is, about how that unravels. So that's why I'm looking forward to season five.
yes, yes. And I think it was somewhat of a uh, deserved ending for Joe. Okay, I'm keep spoiling it. Sorry, sorry,
For
sorry.
sure. No, I pretty much know what season five is about. I don't want to know exactly what happens.
Yeah,
But yeah,
but again, the themes are just somewhat relatable, right? When you see someone who's like, who is not good at heart, but they're just gaslighting you, they even themselves gaslighting themselves that they love you and everything, and they show up for you, and you just, I think even though there's a lot of things that is really, really unrealistic, but there's some element of it's like getting into relationship with people who are not good for you, but they're just so good at gaslighting you that you fall into them. Don't you think?
yeah, yeah, there's definitely like some realism with that. And I always get sad for like child Joe and like whenever he just has like a childhood flashback. Yeah, there's definitely like an element of trauma and how that affects your relationships. And I have like sympathy for that. But then when you like see Joe do terrible things, that kind of goes out the window. But he's like so funny that
Yeah.
I kind of like him anyways, and I want to keep watching.
Yeah, I think the funniest part was his narration. Yeah, when he's narrating and subtly insulting people and everything. When he was the one scene that comes into my mind was like when he's jogging and narrating it to himself, and he's like, "Oh my God." she's a liar because who would enjoy running every day, you know? That was the funniest part. And in the same episode, no, is it the same or the next one where they go into Peach's house?
Mhm.
Yeah, that one was really good. And that was one of the funniest too. But yeah, I want to talk more about the relationship side of things, but I think it is people who see themselves that they're doing amazing things for you, for example, but actually they're just love bombing and gaslighting you. That part was really real, at least to
Mhm.
me, because I somewhat experienced it. Uh, did you feel some of the parts in, well, Joe was quote unquote being a good boyfriend that was like, I think it's for show?
I definitely recognized some of the toxic things he was doing and like the toxic elements of the relationship and the amount of delusion that was going on. I've personally never been in a long-term relationship before. I can't say that I have like personal experience with love bombing, gaslighting, manipulation, at least not inside a romantic relationship. Um, but like I was able to see the type of manipulation that Joe was doing.
Yeah, it did take you off, and it was a gut reaction for at least most people. It is like, okay,
Yeah.
something is not right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for me, it's just like I watched it with my friend, and when you watch things with friends, it just becomes way funnier and you joke. And we just kept going, like, this guy is so delusional. And we were just like joking about the delusion. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, especially if it's just especially in the first episode when someone is just being nice to you and you feel like, oh yeah, they're your soulmate. No, 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 they're not. They're just being nice. It's
That creeped me out. Oh, yeah, when he like first meets a girl and he makes all these assumptions like, oh, she looked at me this way, so therefore that means this. That like definitely creeps me out. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, that's amazing. What else are you watching recently?
I just finished watching season 2 of Pretty Little Liars with my friend.
Uh,
Yeah, we like rewatched it because the first time I watched it, I was like 13 years old. I watched it like over my summer break, and then I rewatched it with my friend. And it was really interesting to like come back to that show as an adult, like with more wisdom and life experience. And I noticed certain things and I pointed out I was able to recognize certain toxic behaviors that I just like didn't realize at 13.
hmm. Like what?
Well, the relationship between Arya and Ezra, first of all, Arya dated her high school English teacher. And I mean, when I
Okay.
was 13, I knew that that was wrong. I just didn't realize how wrong it was. And now as an adult, I'm like, okay, that's like actually disgusting. Ezra needs to go to prison. Um, but also just like I was able to question more why they kept fighting for that relationship. Like I'm gonna like spoil it a little, but Ezra kind of threw away his career for a 16-year-old. And when I was 13, I didn't understand the gravity of that. I didn't understand like how big of a decision Ezra made and like how illogical that was, you know?
It was not a romantic decision, at least, don't you think?
No, and like the show frames it as romantic. And that like really bothered me and my friend. And we even talked about how Ezra could have been a really good villain. Like there could have been so much more that was done with Ezra's character. He could have been like actually really creepy. He could have isolated Arya. There could have been a really good intervention scene with Arya's friends and her parents. And they expressed that they're like worried about her. And then, you know, eventually Ezra could go to prison. Arya realizes that that relationship was wrong. She moves on. And I felt like it could have been a good plot point. It could have been a good character arc for Arya. I just hate that it continued throughout the entire show and it's portrayed as romantic all throughout
Yeah,
that bothered me.
yeah. So we were talking about Pretty Little Liars. One thing that you wanted to mention about how to market yourself, you wanted to go deeper into that. Uh,
Um,
okay.
I was like talking about like the business side of things, like just like networking and marketing. It's, I don't know. No one like wants to like actually come forth and like say these things, but it's an open secret. Everybody like knows these things. The entertainment industry is very much a business. Like there is a heavy business side to it. And that was just like a difficult thing for like me to get used to and finally like wrap my head around. So that's why I like brought it up. And the reason I think I'm way more serious about acting and makeup now is because like I'm finally getting the business side. So yeah,
Hmm.
that's just like all I had to say.
Yeah, I have to dig in deep. What was the hard lesson that you learned?
It was so difficult to learn that like the business is about who you know, because when you don't know anyone and you're just starting out, it feels so unfair. But then once you like put yourself out there and you start like meeting people, then like you understand suddenly like why it's about who you know. Because it's like if I have a future project and I need like a really good camera person, like immediately like I know someone. Like I have experience working with them. They were, always on time, a pleasure to work with. So yeah, I'd like to work with them again. Um, it's just it's just like so unfair and it's so difficult when you're like new, you don't know anyone, you don't have any experience. Um, and then it is just like so much easier like when you know people. So yeah, I just wanted to like talk about that.
Yeah, and but that's more networking, but that's not marketing yourself, especially as an
Yeah,
actor.
they're two
So,
different things. Yeah. And then with marketing, um, yeah, just figuring out what side of yourself you want to show and just like figuring out the types of characters that you can play and just like, yeah, just it's basically just picking out different sides of yourself. And it should be authentic. Um, but you also have to be strategic about it.
mm,
So yeah, and it can be kind of difficult.
yeah, one thing that my friend told me, but he told it in a perspective of a musician and music side of things. But he said a lot of people will start selling themselves in a sense, like they start selling skills that I can do this, and that's why you need me. And he said in his experience that never worked. It's his personality that people loved, not his what he can do. So, did you feel the same way or no?
Your personality definitely matters. Another thing I've learned is that your personality matters more than how much talent you have sometimes. The person who shows up on time, who shows up every day with a great attitude, is going to get picked more than the person who has talent but maybe has a bad attitude. So yeah, just like showing up ready to work with a positive attitude, that's always gonna get you far. Um, yeah, yeah, I very much found that to be true.
Hmm. That's a really good point for people who to know that who wants to come into the industry. Apart from that, what else? What other shows and TV shows that you want to talk about apart from your future project that you watched recently and want to discuss?
There's like not much else that I watch. I've watched this Netflix show, Lucifer. It's it's like a silly but like an interesting show. Have you heard of it?
Yes, yes, I've seen a couple of
Yeah.
episodes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's about Lucifer like coming to Earth and he meets like an inherently good woman and his charm does not work on her. Um, I just thought it was like an interesting concept. It's an interesting show. But honestly, I don't have like that much to say about it. Um, yeah, and that's just like it's kind of it. I can't really think of any other shows that I necessarily want to talk about.
What about any movies?
Any movies? I haven't really watched that many lately. I just started school again. I've been like really busy preparing for that. I've been super busy the past month with all sorts of things. Um, I should watch more movies, but I don't.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just get busy with other things.
Well, okay, it might be a little bit tricky question or a weird question, but what's your comfort movie that you watch over and over again? Like, for example, for me, it's The Secret Life of Walter Mitty and Fight Club. I don't know why.
Yeah. For me, that would be Twilight.
Oh,
Um, Twilight. It's like I
I'm not
know it's
judging. I'm not judging. I'm not judging. I swear, I'm not judging.
okay. It's I know it's like it's a silly movie, but
Yeah,
it's like it's nostalgic and I like the aesthetic and the vibe of it. So
yeah, the
yeah,
first one?
Twilight is very comforting. I think there's 5 movies.
Oh, those five?
Yeah.
Oh,
The first one specifically is my comfort movie.
hmm. Yeah, it made a lot of money. I didn't know, and everyone was talking about it when I was younger. I
Oh,
didn't get.
it's crazy. It's crazy how much that movie blew up. And apparently it was filmed in 3 weeks and it was supposed to be just like this indie film. And then it totally blew up and yeah, yeah, it's like a part of mainstream culture now. It's wild.
Yeah, I think it was mainly because of the book.
Yeah, it was like based on the books. Um, I don't know. Okay, I heard just like online that they apparently didn't know how popular the movie would get. Like they filmed it in 3 weeks, and they would even put up signs for like the filming locations, like, "Oh, we're filming Twilight here." And like they somehow they just had no clue how much it would blow up or like how much people actually liked the Twilight books. I mean, I don't know if I'm getting the details of that wrong. That's just like what I've heard. Um, but yeah, I mean, I've even seen Kristen Stewart herself say that it was supposed to be just like this small indie film and it just totally blew up. So yeah, I always like that fact.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just one thing spawned off the other. It was like 50 Shades was inspired by a Twilight fan fiction, I think. And then there were like more movies kind of inspired by 50 Shades. And yeah, it just kept going.
yeah, and
I thought that was very entertaining.
yeah, it was entertaining. The worst, okay, don't get me wrong, but I think with each iteration, it kept getting a little bit bad. Like
Yeah, like worse and worse. Like,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
like the worst thing that comes into my mind is like 365 days, and I was like, oh my God,
Okay.
that's basically I
Oh,
cannot say the word.
when that movie first came out, I could not watch it myself. I would have to watch like commentary YouTubers or like React channels watch that movie for me and just like watch their commentary. Like it was a while before I finally made myself like sit down and like watch that movie. And there were still some parts that I had to skip.
Yeah.
But it's like almost entertaining with how bad it is. I like watching bad movies.
Oh, oh,
Yeah,
that's opened a whole new avenue for us because I love watching quote unquote bad movies. I love campy movies. Like the I live with my landlady slash grandma, and we have a Saturday night we watch Svengoolie. And we watch all the campy movies. I watch Killer Clowns from Outer Space, Attack of Killer Tomatoes. What about you? What kind of trash that you like?
oh my. Well, I like parody movies too. So like
Oh,
Vampires Suck, uh, The Starving Games,
yeah,
Spaceballs,
yeah.
then also Scary Movie.
Oh
Those
yes.
are all I love them.
I love the first one and the third one. I loved it a lot. The first scary movie. Have you seen the any Airplane, any Leslie Nielsen parody movies? Spoof genre?
Think so, no.
Oh my God, you're missing out. It's free on YouTube. I think it's the first, second, and third part are free. I think. I'm not sure. And it's Airplane, amazing. Spaceball, it's a spoof on Star Wars, and Airplane is on disaster. And there's this
Yeah,
one
I've watched Spaceballs, yeah.
Oh yeah. So if you like Spaceball, you will like Airplane, and you will definitely like the Naked Gun series. They remade it recently, and it's amazing. That guy was the way he delivered one of the most ridiculous dialogues in the most serious tone. It's just a beauty to behold. Uh, Even though people don't like it that much, but I love watching Adam Sandler movies as well. The comedies,
Thriller.
uh, and obviously super bad.
No, it's fine. I mean, I just admitted I like watching objectively bad movies. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes it's fun.
Yeah, it is fun, and it is a beautiful way to bond with people. Like, oh, I like this trash too, so it's amazing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And okay, apart from that, I just wanted to move forward with what other projects that you're working.
Yeah, so on Wednesday, actually, like in 2 days, I'm gonna do the special effects makeup for a film. I actually don't even know what the name of the film is, but I have an acquaintance at OCC. His name is Nicholas Johnson, and he asked me to do the special effects makeup, and I'm really looking forward to that. And then I am going to do a movie called The Hollywood Blind. Um, and technically, I already did it. It's directed by Micaiah Beltran, and but he's like remaking it, and it's going to be like a longer movie, and I'm going to do the makeup for that. So I'm looking forward to that. Um, and then recently, I also got hired at Six Flags to be a makeup artist for Fright Fest.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
I'm gonna be just like airbrushing, but I'm really excited for that. And yeah, that's what I have coming up.
Yeah. Any acting projects?
No, well, yeah, Micaiah actually offered me a role for the Hollywood Blind. But otherwise, I'm auditioning. I get auditions semi-frequently. I don't have any like roles coming up like in the near future, so yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's I hope I wish you well, and I hope you get a little bit more auditions in terms of acting because that's one of your passions too, I'm assuming.
No, I've been slowly like auditioning more and more. I'm at like a good pace now. I enjoy it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been way more focused on just finding myself and discovering who I am and what I like. Um, so I think that's why I haven't sought out like a specific actor or actress. Um, yeah, yeah, just been focused on myself and just like figuring out what characters I can play and like and what my strengths are.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, it was amazing to talk with you, and thank you for taking the time to have a conversation with me. I love this conversation, and I would love to have you again. And any links and descriptions, please let me know. I will have Lucy's Instagram in the description below. And any last comments?
That's all. Just thank you so much for having me. This was a lot of fun. Um, yeah, I enjoyed this. Thank you.
Yeah.